All right, good evening. Welcome back. What's happening? MC Frank Pink Punk. What's going on, everybody? Glad you're here. I'm a little bit behind schedule, jumping on a little bit late. I was aiming for 9 o'clock, and I just had an incredible 2.5 hour, 3 hour training with my mentor. So it just was it went really, really well. And so I just wanted to leave that time. You know what? One of the things that we can do when we are getting trained, right? When we're getting coached, when we are going to that next level, one of the best things that we can do is take what we learn and immediately go and apply it. And we were talking business and talking impact, how to serve, how to create impact in the world, and to go right from that moment to this. There's nothing better, I believe, to do when we have those kind of opportunities and insights, right? It's one thing to hear something, it's something else to hear it and then you jump into action, right? You start doing something. And so talking about serving is all well and good, but showing up to serve, I believe, is even more important. So as we've been doing for the last week, we've been talking about confidence, talking about how to develop and discover our gifts so that we can deliver them, right? So we're moving from simply having life dictate to us what's going on to taking control, taking a position where we are now leading life, where we are moving and being intentional about doing something in life, right? We're not just sitting here allowing life to determine, what's going on. So, so tonight I want to talk about being confident in more, being confident in desiring more out of life. And just wanted to share a thought with you because I was thinking about how often we can struggle sometimes as people with the situation that we're in. And we're in a situation, whether it be romantically, whether it be professionally, whether it be with our educational status, in a relationship or with our health. We can be in a situation. Hey, Raquel, we can be in a situation where we kind of just settle into whatever is, right? We're just starting to we get into that place where we're just comfortable with life as usual. We're just doing our normal script, kind of going through things, going through the motions, and we're comfortable there, right? But there's more available. There is more available in life, and we can step into that place. We can move into that place, but are we actually comfortable? And I'm hearing getting some feedback. So, are we actually comfortable stepping into that place? Right? Are we actually comfortable acknowledging that we want more in a relationship, out of our health, out of our education? When it comes to our payments at the job or in our business, are we okay asking for more? Right? Are we okay actually living in that place of abundance where we're not just barely getting by, but we're moving into life more abundantly, as we've been talking about, not just simply living, but living more abundantly. And I was thinking about, like, I oftentimes go back to, I reference the Bible a lot, and I share that with you. And I don't share it with you in some religious way where you feel like, if I mention the Bible, you got to immediately turn it off. Like, don't do that. You don't have to do that. I'm not about to tell you how wrong you are in life or none of that stuff. But I just want to pull out an idea. And you might even be a person that says, like, the Bible is not real, God is not real. Okay, fine. We're not even going to argue that. But like anything else, whether it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or a story or an example in life, we can look at life, we can look at examples, we can look at stories and find value in them, right? Like, we can find value in illustration. So we don't always have to argue, our beliefs. Sometimes we can just look at something for what it is and say, is there a story here? Is there a lesson here that we can learn? Right? Many of us learn lessons from, Veggie Tales or, all kinds of lessons growing up. So we're just learning the lesson. And so tonight I was thinking about how in the Bible it talks about God created everything, and he created the earth and the heavens and the sea and fish and animals and birds. Everything was created. And then a person was created, a man was created. And right, so sometimes people struggle with that, but tonight we're not going to struggle with that. Tonight we're just going to look at the fact that in this illustration, everything was created, right? Everything, sun, moon, stars, earth, mountains, oceans, animals, everything was created. And then there was one person there on this same globe, right? According to the Bible, on this same globe that we are on right now, in this same world, everything was created and there was one person. Talk about abundance. Like, think about that for a moment. It's just you and everything. The sun, the stars, the fish, everything. Everything that was created and there was one person. That to me is the epitome of abundance. Like, that's abundance. You talk about having abundance in your life where everything is an opportunity. And so I was like thinking about that and looking at that and how one person had the all of this abundance that was presented to him. But at the same time, it wasn't just abundance for the sake of abundance. There was also an abundance of responsibility. Because the Bible says that man was given the responsibility to work the ground, to till the ground, to nurture it, to care for it, to garden, really. So this man was a gardener. He was a cultivator. He was growing things. He was tending to, being responsible for. And so when we think about abundance, right? We think about abundance. We oftentimes think about what we get to have, but we don't oftentimes think about our responsibilities and what we get to deal with, what we are responsible for handling. And so if you're thinking about your life and you said, I really want to move and I want more in my life. I want more. I want more out of this relationship. I want more out of my business. I want to have more customers. I want to have more in terms of my health. I want to have more physical health and wellness, right? I want more. And so if we want more, what comes with more is more responsibility, not simply just more stuff. Whenever we ask for more, we're actually asking for more responsibility as well. So the question should be, before asking for more, if we want to be confident in having more in our life, if we want to be confident in experiencing more, we also need to be confident with our capabilities for handling more. Right? If you want more romance in your life, are you capable of keeping that fire alive? Are you capable of having more customers? If 100 new customers come into your business today, can you handle 100 new customers? Can you handle 1,000 new customers? Can you handle 1,000,000 new customers? What can you actually handle? What more can you handle? Because it matters. Because to whom much is given, when you are given a lot, much is required. And really, in order to be able to handle a lot, we have to really look at what we have right now and ask ourselves, how are we taking care of what we have currently in our possession? What are we doing with what we currently have to work with? Because if we're not really managing what we have well, what will we do with more? We're going to end up squandering that, right? If you're not capable and able and skilled enough right now to handle what you have, and then more is given to you, what happens is it turns into waste. It just turns into waste. You might as well stop asking for more because you're not built for that yet. If you really want to have more, you know what we need to do? We need to sharpen our skills. Right? We're all on social media. You want to have more followers? You want to have a greater impact online? Are you working on your skills? Did you get better today at any skill that is going to allow you to make a greater impact in more people's lives? Because really the truth of the matter is that's what it's really all about. All of our skills, all of our talents, all of our capabilities, they're not here for us simply to entertain ourselves. Whatever you can do is inside of you to be cultivated for the purpose of making an impact on someone else's life. If you are funny, You're not just telling jokes to yourself. What good is that? You're just sitting around laughing at yourself. That's no good. That's not enough. You are designed to make an impact in somebody's life. You are built and you have the capacity to, if you are funny, to make an impact in someone's life. Like I see Robert Williams films. If you don't watch those films, you need to. Why? Because they make an impact in life. Humorous, funny. You know that humor has the ability to shift someone's life? A merry heart, a happy heart, it is said to be good medicine. Think about this. When you are humorous as a person, if you can convey comedy and cause someone to laugh, do you know that you actually have the power to impact them in such a way that they're actually a bit more healthy? Do you know that the fact that you can write a particular kind of way, or you can draw, or that you can paint, or that you can care for animals, anything that you can do, your skills that you can bake, that you can teach, that you can be the kind of person that sits with someone? Do you know that when you sit with them, you have the capability to impact that person's life? We're not just simply here to occupy space. I believe with all of my heart that I am on this earth to help people discover, meaning not conceal. Dis means not, cover means conceal. So I believe that I'm here to help people no longer conceal the treasure, the gift that's within them, so that they can deliver it to the world. That's why I believe that I'm here. So you know what I do? Like, you look behind me, there's some books and stuff. I study how to help people deliver. So I study communication. I study relationships. I study confidence. I study why? Because I want to be able to connect with someone and say, you know what? What's inside of you isn't dead because of what happened. The abuse, the situation, the neglect, what you might have done wrong, what someone might have done to you, what you might have said, it didn't destroy your gift. You still have something. But we all have something. Everybody has something to give. And so many of us, so many people are online and on social media, and we watch what other people do. We watch what other people do. We might compare ourselves to them. Oh, I wish I could be like that. They seem so confident. They seem this, they seem that. Guess what? You have an area in your life. You have a talent, you have an ability, you have skills that are waiting for you to be shown, or waiting for you to develop them, because that is your area of genius. You have an area of genius. And as long as you sit there and you negotiate with yourself, telling yourself that you're not as good as someone else, and you talk yourself out of your own area of genius because you don't feel like you compare, what you are doing is actually robbing the world of your genius. So the question is, do you want more in your life? And if you say, yeah, I do. Actually, I do want more. If I'm just being honest, I want more in my life. My question is going to be, how well are you taking care of what you have? You want more in your life, right? You want to be able to, you want to be able to display your gifts online. You want to be able to start that business. You want to be able to do something, right? And since you want to be able to do something, let me ask you, what's stopping you? Perhaps you say, well, I just don't feel really confident. Makes sense. So how do we deal with that confidence? Well, confidence actually means having trust. See, you don't actually trust that you're going to get there and be able to perform well. So what do? Let's work it back. Let's take what we have and start practicing it. Let's start mastering a skill right where we are, right with what we have. Don't worry about comparing yourself to anyone else. Don't look at the stage that they've built for themselves. Start right where you are. Start developing your craft. I'm a speaker, right? So I'll stand in front of my mirror and I'll speak. I will talk to myself in the car and I'll speak. I will be with the horses and I'll speak. I will talk to myself and I will speak because I want to practice. I want to go through the motions of practice. I'll read someone else's speech and I want to read it in a particular way because I want to practice. I'll go live. I committed to going live and sharing and sharing my ideas and thoughts to encourage. Why? Because in serving each and every day, it's a matter of practice. And so when you start to realize, all right, where I am today is not where I was yesterday. Because today I stand on my yesterdays because I practiced in my yesterdays. So now today I'm a bit more confident. Today, I'm going to take today and I'm going to invest this into my tomorrow. And so tomorrow, I'm going to be tomorrow confident plus all of these other days that are in the past. But guess what? We all have this. Yours might not be speaking. Yours might not be comedy. It may not be a lot of things, but you have the one thing. You have that one thing. Don't worry about trying to serve your thing to everybody. You're not for everybody. No one is. No one is for everybody. So don't worry about that. Just work on your skills. And as you start to serve your skills, you'll start finding out that there is somebody that needs your skills, somebody that enjoys your skills. We want to move from my mentor was saying, we want to get out of this place of being tolerated and get into a place where we're being celebrated. See, some people just tolerate you. You're just, you're there. No big deal. That's probably not really your atmosphere where your genius comes to life, where your genius is not really appreciated. But when you get into that environment where your genius is celebrated, oh, you move different. I have this thing that I teach when I share with educators and parents, and I talk about drowning lions and how in much of the educational system we take the brilliance and genius of a child and we put them into an environment that does not celebrate their genius, and so this the greatness of this child is like putting a lion into the ocean. In the ocean, you drop a lion into the ocean, you know what it is? It's fish food. The king of the jungle, when dropped into the ocean, is simply fish food. That's it. A lion doesn't look fantastic. It's not majestic. It's not the king of the ocean. In the ocean, it is fish food. But you put that same lion on the land out in the savannah somewhere, and it's running and it's chasing and it's hunting and it's there and all its genius and its mane is big and a lioness and there's a pack of them and they're running together as a pride. They look magnificent. See, and sometimes we do that with our own genius. We put ourselves in environments that do not cultivate our genius, environments that we're not built for, really. And so when we get into that environment, we're just fish food. There's my daughter. Hey, Samantha, I love you. And so we're just fish food in the wrong environment. Now, check this out. You take a great white shark who can hunt, kill inside the ocean. You take a killer whale, and as soon as they get beached and they're up on the shore, you know what they become? Bird food. Greatness outside of its environment just becomes food for the predator. It just becomes like a snack for something that really should not be feasting on it. This is what happens in our lives. When we get out of a natural environment, a place where we're supposed to thrive, we become something lesser than what we're designed to be. Those animals are not designed to be bird food. Not what they're made for. That's not how they're not made for that. But they're also not made to live in the shallows. They're not made for that. See, you got to know where you're meant to be. If you're going to ask for more, you have to stop being a killer whale or a great white shark asking for more while you're laying on the beach. See, you can't ask for more in the wrong environment because guess what? It still won't feed you unless you are asking for more water. And unless you're asking to go deeper, like, you know what? No, no, no. I need to get into my right environment because in my right environment, I can do what I'm supposed to do. I can operate the way that I'm supposed to operate. Sometimes our lives are off because we are out of the environment where we are meant to be. But if we get into that environment and we manage that environment well, we don't get distracted and we see the shore and we think, oh, well, look at all the minnows over there. They're all over there. They're doing their thing. I just want to go over there because look, all those schools of minnows, and let me go over there. No, now you're in the wrong environment. You're not managing your environment well. If the minnows look out at the sharks and they say, well, look at those sharks swimming out in the deep water, they go out there, they become food. They get consumed. We have to stop comparing our genius to the genius of someone else and put all of our focus in finding that space where our genius lives and say over and over again, let me learn how to manage space well. Let me learn how to operate in this space well, because if I do that, I will flourish. My genius comes to life in this space. Minnows, they do well close to the shore in the shallow end. It's still water. It's still an environment. It doesn't make them lesser beings. They're still thriving. They're still doing what they need to do. They still have a job in that environment. That's not the environment for great white sharks. You got to know who you are. And don't minimize it by comparing your genius to someone else. The moment you begin to look outside of yourself and you begin to look at someone else, you are going to lessen your value, but you are a one of one. You're a one of one. So how can you compare an original work against another original work? Doesn't even make sense, right? A one of one comparing itself against a one of one. The only thing you can possibly see is difference. And when you look at that original masterpiece, you know what you're going to see? Genius. You know what they're going to see looking at you? Genius. Kind of simple when you think about it. Everything that you behold in someone else is just their genius. It's genius that they have meaning not, covered, concealed. It's genius that they no longer conceal. But if you do the same thing, you become the masterpiece for others to look at and say, wow, I never heard someone sing a song like that. I never saw someone repair cars that way. I never saw someone fix a computer like that. I never saw someone do childcare that way. I never saw like someone parent that way. Wow. You have the wow factor. And if you want more in life, here's my encouragement. Take care of, cultivate, nurture, guard, protect what you have right now. Take care of it. Like I said, I didn't make this up. I stole this out of a book. There's a guy on this whole earth, and it was all given to him, but it was given to him with the responsibility of taking care of it. Like, you got to take care of it. Here's the responsibility. So if you want more, be responsible with what you have. If you take care of what you have, that opens you up for more. More love, more health, more finances. You want more finances? Serve people. You want to be able to serve more people? Serve that you have in front of you right now really well. Take care of them. You serve them, You know what happened? You get some customer reviews. People start to say, listen, go down to, Bobby Ann's place and, go get some food from her because she does really great. She does just exceptional service. And people start to refer you because you are magnificent at what you do. You show your genius. It works everywhere. You want greater romance? Serve the person that you're romancing on a greater level. Figure out something new, learn something new about them, and then serve them, and then meet that need, and then cultivate that relationship in a brand new way. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to be caught by that, and it's attractive because you're managing a situation well. You're cultivating your garden, you're tending to what is there. It'll change your whole life. So, as we start off the beginning of this year, fully desiring to have more in our lives, let's look at how can I serve this moment where I am standing better? What can I do to add more to this moment? How can I serve? What do I bring? That's the question, right? When we show up, is life increased, life more abundantly? When I step into a situation, does life grow? Does it grow through my actions? Does it grow through my words? Does it grow through my attentiveness? Does it grow through my creativity? How can I help life grow? If we do that day in, day out, start mastering the skills of serving in this present moment where we stand, the opportunities for more will open up. And so I just want to encourage you, serve well, and then just know that those opportunities are going to open. You don't have to rush, just serve. Master your skills, work on what you have, and deliver it. But you must serve. If you don't serve it, if I don't show up and talk to you, and I just think about it, I just think it would be really cool. I can make a great impact on people's lives. If I just think about it, that's not serving. Mm-mm. I have to show up. I have to stutter. I have to use some verbal fillers. I have to make some mistakes in my presentation. I have to fumble over some words at times, and I'll go back and I'm going to correct them, and I'm going to think about it and think, wow, okay, you were talking too fast there. You should have paused. And I'm going to think about how I could become a better speaker. But I can't become a better speaker if I don't at least show up to speak. If I don't show up to serve, I can't become better at serving. So just whatever you have in your life that adds to life, I'm going to encourage you to practice delivering it to someone. You have a treasure within you to meaning not, cover, meaning conceal. You have a treasure within you to discover and deliver. You got to give it. The world is waiting for you in your environment, in your space to do that. And so the more you practice in your space, the more you begin working, refining your skills. Thank you for whoever gave me that big gift. Anna B. Satoke. Deliver where you are, right? So let's just do that. Yeah, don't be guilty of just thinking of serving. This is that next level, right? We're leaders in love because we are putting love into action. That's where your leadership is, in action, in action, in action. And you start off where you feel comfortable and you feel safe, practice, and then you take another step. Right? So there you go. So that's best for tonight. Want more? And if we truly want more, we'll know it by how well we do in tending to and serving where we stand. You want more health? Tend to the health that you have right now. It's okay to serve yourself greater health, meaning I show up and be more disciplined. I'm changing my diet, right? I'm getting some sleep. I'm not really good at that. but it's what we do. So um, let's move into that space. All right. So tonight, I appreciate you being here, Myra, and all of you. Tonight was Monday. So tomorrow, just want to give a game plan for the week because I told you I'm going to show up. So here's the game plan. So tonight's Monday, tomorrow's Tuesday. I plan on being on tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Wednesday, Wednesday, I'm going for my surgery at some time. They haven't even given me the time. They're going to give it to me tomorrow. So Wednesday is my surgery day, and I'm assuming it's going to be in the morning. So that's my assumption. So whatever time it ends up being, I'm going to end up going live before it because I'll get medicated and then they said I'm going to be kind of be out of it for the rest of the day because of anesthesia, blah blah blah. So I'm going to go live before because I said I'm going to show up, so I'm going to show up. And when I come out of surgery, when I get my wits about me a little bit, I have to find a way. Um, I do want to share that I'm okay after surgery is over. I believe in that. You all have been a great encouragement to me, so I want to share that. And so I may. Some people are a part of the text community. I know I'll have a message to go out, after that, or we'll figure it out. I'll figure out a way to let you know I made it through, and then I'm still here. So that'll be that. But I plan on after Wednesday, Thursday with the drugs, you know, being out of my system, and I'm assuming I'm going to be more alert that I'll be able to go live again on Thursday. May not be very long, but I just want, I want to keep showing up, right? As long as I'm able, that for me, it is it's a way of honoring you, and it's a way of honoring God. For me, this is how I approach life. I'm like, thank you, God, for taking me through surgery, bringing me out, having the opportunity to serve and share, just some level of encouragement, and even just to thank you again for those that'll be praying for me and sending me well wishes as I go through. So I just appreciate it. Like I said, I'm not going to be trying to tax myself and do a whole lot. I'm going to be very mindful of how I feel because I'm not a person that that takes, I typically don't even, well, I don't take medicine for headaches. So when I anticipate that I'll be feeling a little silly having anesthesia because I just I rather just be mindful of my headache and deal with them versus, popping, medication and stuff. So, but I do appreciate you. I appreciate you showing up. I want to do what I do and pray for you and just share a prayer. Even if prayer is not your thing, I always give this disclaimer just because I want you to feel comfortable, even if you're not like a person that says like, I don't believe in God or anything like that. I just want you to feel comfortable to know that I'm going to speak words that won't be harmful, that will be encouraging over your life. And I just feel like sometimes I need to explain that just praying for a person is simply my way of connecting to the God that I believe in to bestow blessings and goodwill and favor and health and whatever it may be upon those that are in my presence, because that's not something I can do, but I do believe God does that. I believe God will bless and God will strengthen and encourage and do things that people can't do. So with that, that's why I pray for those that are are in my embrace, what I call in my embrace. So, you know, please accept it. If you don't believe what I believe, that's all right. Just stay and accept it anyway. So, Father, thank you for this day that you have made. This is another day that you have given to us to rejoice and be glad in. And we're appreciative for these moments. I thank you so much for these incredible people that took moments of their life to add to this environment, to add to this community, to bring their treasure, their gift, their abilities, and to just share, in these moments. I thank you for them. I thank you for um, their encouragement in their presence and what it means to me because they are a part of the dream come true. that I would be able to share encouragement with people, and that they show up to allow me to do that is a big deal. And so because they have showed up and because they have been such encouragement to me, I pray that you would do something amazing for them. I pray that you would do something in their life, in their home, in their health, in their relationships, in their finances, in some aspect of their life. I pray that you would bless them in a way that they need. I pray that you would do something in their heart and their emotions to build them up, in their confidence, to help them step into their purpose and into the plan that you have for their lives. I pray that someone's life would be encouraged tonight, so that their fire and their zeal for life would be built up, and that that flame would grow beyond a spark, and that they would go out and do something, that they would go out and add to this world and not hold back, that they wouldn't be afraid, but that they would have a new kind of boldness this night. And as they move forward, to know that they have a gift, that they have a treasure, that they are a one of one. And I thank you for the opportunities to be in the presence of so many masterpieces. I pray blessings upon them and their families and their lives. I pray that you would give them wonderful rest. If that is the time that they are at right now in their day, or if they're moving forward and continue, I pray that you would just build up their energy so they can continue with the rest of their day. And that when they finally do rest, I pray that each one would rest well, that they would have peace in their mind and peace in their heart, that something about just encourage them to keep moving forward. I thank you for all these things in advance and count them as done. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. Thanks for your presence. You know, you have no idea, like the presence of one another, it makes an impact. I believe in the power of one another, and us showing up and being in this environment makes a difference. So tend to your garden, tend to that space where you are right now in life. Take care of this moment where you stand, cultivate it well, and anticipate and look for greater opportunities. Because if you care for where you are, abundance is coming. So have a fantastic night. I'm B.A. Shepherd, 2 P's ARD, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. Have a fantastic night. I love you much. See ya.